May 2020 is when you last came on the podcast. At that time, kind of the notable thing for Desert pre-COVID was the partnership with Kimmeridge Energy and the formation of Desert Peak Minerals, which it's funny to look back, seems like forever ago. But break that down a little bit, what that partnership was and what ended up happening. The end result is now Sitio Royalties, right? And it wasn't a direct linear path. There was quite a few things that happened in between, but from the Desert side, why don't you kind of break down that partnership and how everything played out?
Sure. Yeah. No, those, credit to the Sitio team and everyone involved with that, because they had to react nimbly to a bunch of changes in the market, and they did it successfully. And we were a small piece of what they ended up doing and the success that they had. But ultimately, when Kimmeridge approached us, the idea was that we had an asset similar in size and cash flow, all in the Delaware, that to theirs. And the idea was we could combine these, and we would have enough scale to potentially IPO, which, the attraction to us was if we could IPO at a price per acre that we felt like was better than anywhere else that we could get on the private side. And then we would allow our individual investors to make the choice of whether or not they wanted to sell their shares or continue the long-term objective that they signed up with by keeping their shares. It seemed to be a good outcome for our LPs in a unique time in the mineral space, to where we felt like the public markets were valuing the assets on a metric that made sense for us to be sellers at. They were giving a lot of value to the cash flow that resulted in really true value, and sometimes even overvalue on the locations and potential of the asset. So we felt like it made sense for us to pursue that. We knew it was going to be a lot of work and time on our team to be able to get our asset to a level that could potentially be in the public markets as far as an administrative and accounting component goes. And so we wanted something to show for this, to put up all this effort. And so we agreed to sell 25% of what we owned at the time in the Delaware Basin for cash. And that was about a $185 million acquisition. We sold about 7,000 acres at that time. And we had agreed the remaining 3/4 of our Delaware asset would be tied to their asset in the Delaware for a period of time. Now, we had restrictions on what the minimum offering price needed to be in a potential IPO. And unfortunately, by the time we were ready to go, the market, COVID had happened, the market was turning, and those thresholds weren't able to be met. We still were interested to try to do something with Kimmeridge. So we did extend those timelines, and we continued to buy alongside them, and they bought alongside us to keep our asset the same, all the way through. I guess we went through the summer of 2020 before we just both realized like we're just too far off base for this to meet each other's objectives. So we came up with a game plan to just to unwind the companies, which was actually really simple because we had set it up to look for a potential exit ramp as being an option. And so by the end of 2020, we had formally separated from continuing to buy deals together, continued to talk a lot. And so so at that point, we were not involved in anything that Kimmeridge did moving forward. They bought some great companies and continued to grow. But as far as the result with us and Kimmeridge, they bought 25% of our asset for cash in the Delaware Basin in 2019. And that's really what happened. And that's the easiest way to understand it. And no formal connection now, other than we like those guys and talk with them, and I'm sure we'll do deals in the future.